What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show. I remember in the Ivory game, there was a legendary detective in that. I can't remember his name, but he was really cool because he had just spent his life hunting down these networks and trying to stop them. And obviously, a guy like this, very, very similar. But
he's a real deal.
Yeah, absolutely. But when you first go in there, like, what kind of team is within this that he's working with? Like, is he more of a cowboy and he's got a few guys, or does he have like a full infantry, if you will, of people who are doing different things, like, you know, whether it be undercover stuff or actual patrol things, which are overt, I guess? Like, what was his real setup?
So he's a total professional, really good at what he does, but total cowboy. It did not matter the day, the time, didn't matter who said no. If he had intel, he's going.
Exactly.
And I agreed with that 100%. So I'm like, dude, you and me, we're going to be best friends, whether you like it or not. So we were like, I mean, that's my dude. I mean, I used to stay in his home, eat dinner with his family. Oh yeah, he is family to me. I would sacrifice my life for that man. He had, that said, what's a good movie to refer to? But he had a gaggle of 20 rangers that he was considering for this wildlife crimes task force. We got in there and it was like, holy shit. Like, some of them were really good. They had a lot of potential, and others were just like, I'm flagging all kinds of stuff. And so we started doing interviews, good cop, bad cop, just trying to see how they would do under pressure. And we narrowed that down to 10. And then we went.
Who's we?
Myself and Oz, who was Green Beret, 18 Delta medic, badass.
Savage.
One of my best friends. He's so we narrowed it down to 10, and then we said, hey, we think that there's more potential in the Ranger teams that we've seen, the ones that are out patrolling and stuff. Let's go visit some Ranger sites. And we hand selected some from these teams, which kind of sucked because you're taking away from their manpower and their chemistry as a Ranger team. But when we hand selected them, we shook things up and we started training them, and they were better than we were as locals too, which is so much harder to do. Yeah. They were good, really good, and they just, like, I don't know, we were vibing. Everybody was vibing. We were clicking, and it was a great team. That is cool.
And that's like that's like the birth of Vet Paul in a way.
Oh yeah.
And so this is before you act. Did you have the name at this point, like the idea for the name? Or did that come later?
Yeah, we had the name.
Okay, but then why do you say it like that?
Well, it's a long acronym, especially when I have to say Veterans Power to Protect African Wildlife every time. But a lot of people think it's veterinarians. So, but no, it's cool.
It's kind of badass, Vet Paul.
It is now.
Yeah, it is. I like that name. I think it works.
Yeah, I love the branding too.
Yeah,
prove it. Get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Okay,
Prove it.
I'll make you my first. But
one quick thing,
yeah,
Jules,
go ahead.
because I'd like to go back on the psychology of how to get in with those individuals when you said, hey, they know who's from the government or not. Like say if you were in the States, like, I don't know, you obviously buy a drink, you have a smoke, you break some chops. Like, what was if you can get into any details of like conversation, stuff like that. Yeah. I think that's so interesting to go back because it's so, because
cloak and dagger.
That's a huge piece in actually, finding these culprits.
So you have your alcohol, your cigarettes, whatever, your poison is. The third element there is cash. Casually show that you have a ton of cash, which is not hard to do in Tanzania because it's different currency. Yeah. So $100 out of the ATM, you gotta.
You're right,
dude. I am. Oh yeah, but I think you got to know how to be a good listener. People love to talk. Personally, as I've learned as the president of VetPol, and I genuinely enjoy this, I have to tell my story so many times. I like to ask people questions. I like to learn about other people. And so it transferred well to me. So, but you have to learn that if that's not your thing. I want to, like, you have to genuinely and emotionally, like, Julian, yo, dude, Chaz, tell me about your wife, dude. Are you married?
You got to
Oh
actually
yeah,
really
nice,
get-
nice,
good
cool,
at it.
man. That's cool. You guys healthy? Everything going well? Nice, man. Cool. Where'd you grow up, dude? You got any siblings? Whatever. Like just simple stuff like that. And then you ping on any which thing that you can relate to. And then you tell them a little bit about yourself, but then you ask them more about themselves. Find just people love
them do the
to
talking.
talk,
Yeah.
especially about themselves.
Had you
And-
done undercover work before this?
No,
Nothing.
no.
How'd you get
I've done.
your-
I mean, I've taken classes and stuff, but
So you had done some training with it at least.
yeah, but
That's
no.
not the same.
No, I mean,
Was your heart rate jacked your first time doing this?
you know, it was definitely elevated. I wouldn't say it's jacked. I mean, it was jacked when I knew that I was going in to do a buy and I was unarmed and I knew that everybody around me was armed.
Where
and
was that?
Tanzania. Yeah.
When you say a buy, were you going in to buy like rhino horn or elephant ivory?
Ivory. Yeah.
What is that?
Going into a warehouse, literally getting picked up in a vehicle that's not mine.
Bag?
3 dudes in it. No bag on my head, nothing like that. I don't know if I could get down with that. I'm not getting taken. But they let me see the whole route and everything, and we had developed that relationship enough that we drove into a warehouse, an industrial warehouse. It was behind a few other warehouses, and went in there, closed the door.
Ivory everywhere.
It wasn't everywhere. No, it was behind a bunch of shelves and whatnot, and they slid out of the way, and there
But
was
like a lot of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Now when you're standing there, what do you feel? Do you feel like jackpot first because you're like, okay, we got him and we're gonna be able to act on this, or do you feel disgust first because you're like, holy fucking shit, that's a lot of dead elephants sitting in front of me?
You feel that, but you go numb to that. I mean, I think I learned this from war. You can't decompartmentalize it or process it in the moment. You have to always be a professional, get the job done. And so I would say it took me a couple days to really recognize the shock of seeing it. But in that moment, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, sell it. Let's go.
Yeah, you're
Oh, this
Look
is
at
the
you!
good
You
dude.
loaded up, my guy.
This is
Yeah.
more than I thought. Like, dude, thank you, man. My boss is gonna be so happy. I'll take it. Like, let's go.
We'll take it all.
Yeah, no, seriously. It's you got any leopard
else-
skin while you're at it? Like,
Yeah,
it's
what
crazy. It's
else you
sad,
got?
but it's real. You know, you gotta sell it, man. Conservationists in general, after I just got done, saying what I said about them, they'll tell you it's not for, the
Faint of
queasy,
heart.
the faint of heart. Yeah. It's just not. You gotta separate your emotions, and therapy's a good thing.
But you're unarmed. All these how many
Unarmed
how
and
many guys
embedded.
are in there with you?
At that point, there was 9. Yeah.
you were
The
by
4 in the
you're by yourself?
vehicle. 4, just me. Yeah, I was mic'd up, and I'm like, God help me. if
Oh,
this-
you were mic'd up. Where was
yeah.
the mic? In the center of the chair.
Yeah. And dude, this is the worst part.
Oh, they didn't pat you down.
No, it didn't even pat me down. If they had patted me down,
You're dead.
I was going down fighting for sure.
Yeah, but you yeah.
No, don't underestimate.
And then what? Was your team close? Were they following?
Yes.
They were
So, and that's the worst part, is because for some reason I got to sit in the front seat of the Land Cruiser. It was a Prado.
Yeah, that's the Carlo seat. That's where they,
Yeah.
they
So
fucking
I got-
whack you
I got
from
to s-
behind.
Yeah, so I got to sit in the front seat, but typically, because I'd ridden with some of them before, and you sit in the back, and I'm sitting in the front seat, which, yeah, when you say it, it makes sense. But I'm looking, and I can see in the rear view. I mean, I'm pinging on the tail vehicles, but they were coming from the other road too. They were, because we knew it was in that direction, and so they staged in the other direction at a vehicle checkpoint where the police would pull off and do license checks. And they started rolling, and everything just synced up. And I'm like, y'all are about to get destroyed.
I'm just hearing like No Church in the Wild in the background, like and Ryan's just like lock the fuck in. But you're doing. Here's the thing, you're about to go do a great thing, but you are in the most intense danger doing it, and you're keeping your wits about you, not just like checking, with your regular kind of military recon type of things, but you're keeping your wits to stay in character to get this done. That's so those stories, whenever we hear them on this podcast, it's never not impressive to me. I can't imagine how hard that is.
Again, I'm not a fan of war, but I will say there's a feeling that you get when you go to war, when you become kind of addicted to this feeling, right? You get an adrenaline rush that doesn't make you want to like punch a wall or like fight something. It's a calming feel that you feel so comfortable with life, and this like anything could happen that it literally, like growing up when you'd hear a certain person talk, it like makes your hair feel like it's standing up. Yeah, you get that, right? So I'm feeling in this moment when I'm in this, in the car, I'm a little, all right, what the hell's going to happen here? They're just going to execute me, pull me into this place and shoot me in the head. But once I'm in there and out of the vehicle, that hair starts standing up and I start getting back in the zone, dude. I'm just comfortable as hell where I'm at.
It's like stepping over the lines, kind of.
Whatever happens in life right now, I'm content and I'm happy.
Because you're in your purpose.
I'm in my
purpose. You're where you're supposed to be.
And let's get it.
Whoa. Now, how'd you get out of there? Like did you just buy it and say like, yeah, you want to load that in the truck?
Dog, it got swarmed by park rangers, local police, and I freaking decked 2 dudes. Oh yeah, held them both down, and I let the rangers handcuff them and the local cops because I don't want to be that white American that's doing that. I'm not following me to freedom, any of that crap.
Right.
But they didn't cuff you too, like to think about.
Oh hell no, no, it was blown. They knew it was me.
Well, no, it's a good.
No,
question
it's a great
too,
question.
Right?
No, but right off the bat, dude, that's when I was pretty amped. I was like, hell yeah, suck it. Like,
you should have been like,
sit
cuff me.
down.
Are you gonna cuff me? Come on,
I'm one of them.
I'm in on this.
But dude, it was, man, those guys. I remember after they were so amped up. And then we just kept going and hitting targets. It was great.
Wait, who was amped up?
The Rangers, the Wildlife Crimes Task Force. It was cool, man.
That was with Mandy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's like coming in there like, good job. You did it.
Oh, when they see his
pumped.
face, they're terrified.
Ooh.
Terrified.
Ooh.
They're like, shit, he got us.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.